everyone. We are so excited to be with you here at the Feast at Home for our late night edition. We already had our dinner edition, and now we get the privilege and honor of joining with you here for late night. So I hope you've got your food. I hope you've got your box of fun. I hope you are in your super comfy clothes at home and just ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy a fun evening together. We're really excited to be with you. So let's kick this off by whoever you're next to, or if you're by yourself, that's fine too. Let's give a high five or a round of applause or some way. You know, we're getting things started. So let's make some noise and let me see if I can hear y'all. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Woo! So it turns out maybe I had some extra help in studio here. We've got a few of our team members all safely socially distanced from each other, but providing the tech support to make tonight possible. And we're really pumped to be with you and to be able to share this time together. And we're thankful to so many different wonderful partners that have been a part of making this happen, including some fabulous restaurants that you're getting to enjoy the fruits of their labor right now, and to chow down on that. And so I've got actually my box of fun right here, and I want to just dive into that with you. So we're just going to walk through the box of fun and see a little bit about what that looks like. So hopefully you're digging this at home. By the way, if you are joining us and you didn't pre-register, that's okay. You can stick around even if you don't have one of these cool boxes of fun. We love that you're here and we hope that you'll stick around. So if you open up your box of fun, you've got some instructions for the night that'll guide you through. If we run into any tech issues or whatever, just know that a lot of the video content from tonight is on our Facebook channel and on our YouTube, and that you can just log on there and be able to see some of those great moments with middle schoolers. There's design challenges, all sorts of fun things in here, so you can make your own night of it. If for some reason your tech gives out or our tech gives out, that you can still use this box of fun to guide yourself through the night. So there's some instructions for you for the night. We've got our annual report. This is hot off the presses. We just actually came out with our annual report last week for 2019, and so we're very excited for you to be able to see this. We've got some great overview numbers from 2019. We've got some fabulous middle schoolers that we were able to spend time with. On the back, we've got our core staff team and our board, and we've got our financials. And we have a shout out to many of the foundations and corporate sponsors that allow us to do our work throughout the year. And one note that you might notice about the annual report with the financials is that the numbers don't add up to zero between expenses and revenue. And that's because actually last year we finished in the black. And what that allows us to do is to set aside money to put into a reserve fund so that when challenging times come, that we're able to rock and roll with the difficulties and still sustain. So we're really grateful to be able to have done that last year and to be able to grow into the future with you. So thank you so much to so many out there who have been a core part of our team and supporting us and supporting our work. And below the annual report, you're going to find some great TomTod swag. We've got stickers, we've got a TomTod notebook where you can put your dreams, your ideas in. Even if you're not a middle school, we still think you can create great dreams, great ideas, can put great thoughts into motion. And so, hey, here's a place that you can document that and keep it going. Underneath that, we've got some photo props. And so I'm actually gonna ask you right now, just go ahead and pull out those photo props and let's all participate together. We wanna see and interact with you throughout tonight. And so if you just take those photo props, grab a selfie or grab a group pic and then post that on whatever social media you want to. You can use the hashtag #FeastAtHome and we'll be able to see that. We'll be resharing some of those images throughout the night on Instagram particularly. And so just go ahead and pop your up there. Yep, I can almost see myself. And then you can grab that selfie. You can share with us your fun experience as part of the Feast at Home, because what's a gala event without a photo booth, right? So we'll just do that wherever we're at. The other thing that you'll find there in your box of fun are some design challenges, and they're great activities that you can do as the night goes on. We won't actually have time to do all of these design challenges tonight, but they're there for you to explore as you have time. But as you're doing that, there's one right near the top. It's what we call an imagination warm up. And sometimes you just got to get those brains going. You got to get that creativity jiving. And so we have this imagination warm up that you just get to fill in the rest of the design in each box, and you can give it a shot. And you can do that right now while I'm talking, because you're allowed to do that, because we're all about having a good time here tonight at the feast at home. And so go ahead and hop right into those. You can leave comments on our stream on Facebook or on YouTube, and we'd love to see sort of how you're participating and what your thoughts are as we walk through the night. But the good news about the Box of Fun is that it didn't even just stop at a Box of Fun. We had such great sponsor support that we actually also included a bag of swag alongside of the Box of Fun. And so there's all sorts of good stuff in here. We've got mugs, we've got magnets, we've got stickers, we've got things to write with, we've got things to write on. We've got great promotional material and information about some of our amazing sponsor partners. And so I would really strongly encourage you to take a look at that material and to see what some of these great organizations in the community are doing, and maybe they can fulfill a need or a service that you have need of. And you can know that by supporting their business, that they're actually also in turn supporting community organizations like us. And one of the ways that those sponsors, all of our sponsors for the Feast at Home, have gotten together to create an amazing challenge match for us for the Feast at Home. And so they've actually put out $25,000 out there to challenge us to as a community, to rally together, to respond to that and to give. And you see the links right behind me. I'm going to say more about that in a moment. But earlier tonight and through the last few days, we've been able to get to the point where we're halfway towards matching that $25,000 challenge. And so we're going to try and see how much more progress we can make together tonight. And you can help us make that progress. One way to do that is you just use these links that are behind us, and you go to tomtod.org/donate or tomtod.org/pledge, and you can give right from those links, and you can be a part of empowering middle schoolers. But we're going to circle back around to that here in a couple seconds, but I want to give you a little bit more of a picture about what's happening tonight. So we're going to get to hear from some middle schoolers. We're going to get to hear specific stories about ways that middle schoolers are making a difference right now in their community, about ideas that they have of ways they could make a difference if we could rally around them, and just be inspired by some of their great stories. We're going to share some big announcements, some things that we haven't announced publicly yet that we're really excited to be able to share with you tonight. We have some special guests that are joining us at different points throughout the night, and we're going to keep things moving pretty fast because we've got a lot of material we want to get through, and we want you to hang out with us for about this next hour or so together. And so we're just going to keep things hopping. And I want to start as we sort of shift into the core of the program to say thank you. Thank you to so many of you that have been around TomTod for such a long time. There's people in our audience, or our viewing audience tonight, that are founding sustaining donors. That means that they have given a monthly gift to TomTod every single month since the fall of 2012. And that for those individuals and families that have been part of that founding sustainer donor group, we are so grateful for their commitment and for their faithfulness in giving. There's some of you that are out there that are brand new to TomTod. Maybe you just gave for the first time recently, or you just sort of stumbled in here tonight. We're so glad to have you and to be able to share a little bit about what it is that we do through TomTod Ideas, and how we come alongside middle schoolers, and how actually your gifts and your support empower middle schoolers directly. So I'm just going to start real quick by saying, what is TomTod? TomTod Ideas comes alongside middle schoolers. We think that middle school is this unique, amazing, incredible time in life. And we know that actually developmentally, there is incredible things happening. And so it's our privilege, our opportunity, our responsibility, even as a community, as a society, to come alongside of these middle schoolers and to support them, to empower them, to encourage them. So we think that those 3-4 years of middle school, right when you're around 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, are a critical time of change. And a lot of times people tell middle schoolers to just wait till tomorrow. Wait till you get into high school, into college, until you get a job, and then you can do things to make a difference. We believe middle schoolers can do real things right now if we'll come alongside of them as a community and support them, empower them, and encourage them to dream big. and to resource them so that they can follow through on the crazy, cool, interesting, absurd, challenging ideas that they have to help our communities grow and thrive. So that's what we do. We create programming opportunities that help middle schoolers to lean into their community in meaningful ways and to put good change into action. And that's all of our programming. We do summer camps, we do project-based mentoring, we do school-based programming, we do e-resourcing. It's all built around supporting middle schoolers as they go through that critical developmental stage, and to be able to help them to continue to develop in amazing ways. As we look forward to what's to come, well, a little bit about 2019. In 2019, we actually had our biggest year ever. We grew by over 50% in terms of the number of students that we were able to serve just from our previous biggest year before that. The crazy thing is that in 2020, we're on track to double the number of middle schoolers that we work with over 2019. And so we've just seen so much growth, and we're so grateful to the community rallying around us and supporting us. And we're so grateful to schools that we can partner with, the community organizations that we're able to partner with, and to continue to grow to really empower and support middle schoolers. To do that, we've expanded our team. We've got some really great, talented folks that you're going to get to hear from tonight. You can actually see them behind me on the screen. Our adventure curators, our operations navigator, and yours truly, TomTod's executive dreamer. And just such been a privilege to come alongside of these incredibly talented individuals who have a passion for supporting middle school students and for leaning into the imagination and creativity that they have. Behind that staff team, there's a board. We have a great board chaired by Ryan Hollingsworth from Desidara, and she's new in her role of board chair, but she's actually been with us for quite a number of years on the board, and we have a really great group on that board that give the governance and guidance to our organization to help us to grow and continue into the future. So behind that staff and behind that board is you. It's the community that cheers us on, that supports us, that connects us, that volunteers, and that gives to help our work continue. And so you, through your gifts, empower middle schooler. Through your gifts, you make amazing things happen in the lives of middle schoolers and in the community that surrounds those middle schoolers. And so here's a little bit about how you can give tonight. At any point tonight, now is probably a great time, actually. You can go to tomtod.org/donate or tomtod.org/pledge. And at the donate link, you can actually just give right now with your credit card. At the pledge link, you can commit to give. And so maybe it's that you want to send in a check. You don't want to give with credit card tonight, but you want to mail us a check. Maybe it's that you want to give a week or a month or a couple months out. And so you can actually choose when that pledge date would come true on that form, and then we'll know it. And all of that can work together towards helping us get to that other half of our goal, towards being able to reach that sponsor challenge that's been put out before us tonight. So you can do that at any point throughout the night. You don't have to wait for me to prompt you, but of course, I'm probably going to prompt a few times, or at least invite you to join us in this work, because it's not only through your generosity that we're able to continue coming alongside middle schoolers in the powerful and exciting ways that we've seen come through. And I'm really excited for you to hear some of these stories. And so we're going to jump right into it now. Over the past few weeks, our team has had the privilege of connecting with a lot of our middle schoolers online through video chats, and we've used whatever technology the students have available to them, whatever Wi-Fi, whatever video, etc., and we've just pieced together their stories because we wanted them to hear straight from you. And the important part to us is that you get to hear the voice of middle schoolers tonight. And so we're going to jump right into it with our first video, and that's straight from middle schoolers. Why are middle schoolers awesome? Well, they've got some ideas about why they're particularly unique, but also inspiring and thought-provoking. So check out this video.
I'm an apprentice, and I am from Norton Middle School, and I just finished 6th grade.
I'm Abby Collins. I go to Norton Middle School, and I'm just finishing 6th grade.
My name's Kai Canavan. I go to Alliance City Schools, and I just finished the 7th grade.
Aurelia Lanter, and I'm from Norton Middle School.
Middle schoolers are awesome because we are creative and enjoy a challenge.
Middle schoolers are awesome because they're open to a lot of new opportunities that they're able to experience and take that knowledge with them.
I think middle schoolers are awesome because they can just be themselves without feeling like they shouldn't be, and feel like we are the next generation, so we can make it whatever we feel like we want to.
Middle schoolers are kind of awesome because we're all kind of unique with our personalities and the way that we do things. I don't really know how to say it better than that.
Middle schoolers are awesome because they can be weird and the world needs weird.
I just think a lot of middle schoolers aren't scared to say what they're thinking, or they just don't care. They'll say what they want to say and they'll stand up for themselves most of the time.
Schoolers' ideas matter because they are the future.
And plus, one day we are going to be like the adults running this, so we should be able to give off ideas and try to help fix what we are going to be stuck living in when we grow up.
Middle schoolers are awesome because we are the future of the entire world.
Thank you, middle schoolers, for sharing your heart and your perspective with us. What a great time. As far as I'm concerned, anytime that we're getting to hear straight from middle schoolers, that's a good time together. So what I'm actually going to ask you to do right now is, we just heard from the students some of the reasons why they think middle schoolers are awesome. But I have a hankering that if you're watching this right now as well, that you think middle school students are awesome. And I want to hear what those are. So can you actually just put that right into the Facebook feed, right into the YouTube feed? Just make a comment right now, or tweet something out, throw it on Instagram use that hashtag Feast at Home, but answer that question of, why do you think middle school students are awesome? And while you're doing that, I'm just gonna wait for a response or two, and I'm just gonna do a little happy dance. And so I suggest that you respond quickly so that you don't have to watch me and my really bad dance moves. But I'd love to hear a little bit about what it is that you think makes middle schoolers awesome. But I'm just gonna keep sort of jiving here because there's a little bit of a time lag going on. But I'm really excited to see what you think make middle schoolers awesome. And I'm looking forward to reading those a little bit and to sharing some of those out as we proceed through the night. But if you believe middle school students are awesome, not only can you comment on that online, but you also can actually hop right over to one of these links right now and to give a gift towards helping us to just lift up the voices of middle school students, to be able to let them know that their community that surrounds them believes in them and is ready to help them to press forward and move on. And we have an exciting announcement coming up a little bit later on about a way that we're going to be doing that this summer. Summer for us is not canceled, but we've got some innovative ways in which we're going to provide programming for middle schoolers, and we're going to share a little bit more about that pretty soon. So in the meantime, I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors that was a big part of helping tonight be a great success, and that's Yoder Bontrager Insurance. They're one of our Inspire sponsors, and we're so grateful for their friendship and partnership over the years. We know several of them have joined us tonight watching, and so hey, how's it going? Good to see you. And we're so grateful for the ways that you have invested in middle schoolers and in their ideas. Over the last year, thanks to the investment of organizations like Yoder Bontrager and many other individuals and businesses and foundations, our team has grown. And so right behind me here, you see our team as it stands right now. We've got some great folks, and specifically, our next video is actually going to give you the chance to hear from our adventure curators. So they're the three in the back here, Patrick, Zane, and Amy, and they have such a heart and passion for empowering middle schoolers, and I'm really excited for you to be able to hear from them about that. So we asked them recently to sit down and chat a little bit about how they got here and about what it is about TomTod that really connects to their heart.
Let's start by introducing ourselves to everybody at home watching. My name is Zane Sanders.
My name is Amy Harrison.
And my name is Patrick Gerber.
For lots of people watching, they may not know the three of us. This is just going to be an informal interview for the jobs that we already have, which is kind of exciting. There's no pressure there. But what's brought all three of us to TomTod?
I am a mental health therapist by trade. I worked primarily with kids when I was a therapist, and I transitioned to health coaching, but I was missing that connection with younger kids. They bring such a unique approach to the world, and you learn so much from them. And I've always been quite fond of the vision of TomTod. I thought this is a great space to be in this moment of time, and to get back to being able to make a difference in the lives of so many different students from so many different backgrounds is just, it's just appealing to me on a lot of different levels. So,
well, I've known about TomTod for a long time. Every step that TomTod has taken, I've been following, like, man, that is such a cool organization. It would be really fun to be a part of that someday. And a position opened up. I applied because it seemed like the right time in my life to make that transition. I've done work with churches and parachurch organizations as well as camps, and middle schoolers are just awesome. So to be a part of an organization that works primarily with middle schoolers is really cool, and just loving what it is that TomTod has done over the years and continues to do. It's been so cool to be a part of the team, to work alongside you two as well as Joel and Kayla. It's been one of the greatest pleasures of the past few years for me.
So I've taught middle school for 3 years down in Tuscarawas County, had a foot in nonprofits up here in Canton, and also had a little bit of experience in the mental health world. So I just feel like it was the perfect place for me to be, because it marries all those things I'm interested in and helping kids be interested in the things they want to do. And it's amazing. Our team, as it's come together now, is taking the strong foundation that TomTod's had, the great relationships and the great programming, and getting to look at it with fresh eyes from all of our experiences. And that has been really exciting.
I would agree with you. I love that all three of us come from different backgrounds and we can all fill in each other's gaps.
Can I ask you, you have jumped into content creation full on. What's that been like? And you've created some really unique, original things. So can you share about that?
Something that has always been a part of my jobs in the past has been creating things for whatever groups I'm working with, whether that's middle school students or college students or what have you. And so this was a natural fit for me, I think, to jump into this and just be able to apply that same kind of thinking to middle schoolers. I think of myself as a creative person, and having an outlet to do that through work has been fantastic. Creating different games, different design challenges to get them thinking through the design thinking process has been phenomenal. And especially in working with the two of you and creating that stuff, I think we have a lot of great material, and these folks that are watching this will experience some of those things in the box of fun that they received, which is pretty cool.
So it's hard for me to express just how much of a privilege it is to work alongside of these fabulous team members, and to be able to just be a part of their brainstorming sessions, of their creativity, of just what they bring to the table, and the breadth of experience they bring to the table. It's just been such a gift to me and to our team, and then back out to the community and to the middle schoolers that we work with. And so I hope you got to see just a little bit of their heart and a little bit of their passion and a little bit of their qualifications, because it's giving from people like you that allows us to recruit qualified, excellent staff like the ones that you just heard from. And you're responding already. So I told you that we had at the beginning of the night, we had a 25, or at the beginning of this Feast at Home run, we had a $25,000 challenge put out to us by our sponsors, and then that we got about halfway there. So we had about $13,000 left that we're aiming for. Well, we've already had almost 2,000 of that come in, and so we're down to aiming for 11,000 more because you are responding so generously. And if you want to, you can hop to that link right behind me, tomtod.org/donate or tomtod.org/pledge right now to continue to help us progress towards that goal for us, and to be able to get more quality staff like these ones that I've had such a privilege of working alongside over these last number of months. We have another great community partner that I want to give a shout out to right now, and that's Soul Harris Day. They're another Inspire level sponsor for tonight. Matt Sutter from Soul Harris is one of our board members and has been such a great part of our board team, and we're grateful for the many years of support and encouragement that Soul Harris Day has offered to us, anything from hosting event space to giving donations and in-kind services. So we love our partnership with them. In a few moments, I just want to tease out that you're going to get to hear for the first time, as we've grown and expanded our staff team, we've also been able to grow and expand where we're working with middle schoolers. And so we had our first ever Summit County cohort of middle school students happen last fall. And I'm about to introduce you to the guy who actually guided them through that time, Pat Gerber, who is with our Norton middle schoolers. But you're going to get to hear from some of those students themselves here in a couple minutes as well. So Pat, why don't you come on over and share with us a little bit about your heart.
Thanks, Joel. This has been such an amazing year working alongside middle schoolers to empower them to launch their ideas into reality. What If 101 is our school-based programming. We go into schools, get to work alongside teachers and students to bring them an experience unlike anything else they get. So we focus on 21st century skills like collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. But we also focus on social emotional learning. Empathy has always been a huge part of what we do at TomTod. It's how we start to solve problems. But we've leaned further into social emotional learning this year. And so we want to give you a glimpse of what that looks like for our students. So if you go into your box of fun, you're going to see some of the warm-up activities that we use with students. And I want to tell you about one of them that we created this year, totally original to TomTod, to help kids learn about empathy. And it's called Empathy Build. You may not have time to do this, but I hope that you share it with your family. So most of the time kids learn about empathy just by defining it and talking about it, but we want to put empathy into action. And so Empathy Build is a great way for students to warm up their empathy muscles. And once they do that, then we encourage them to go out into the world and not just solve an empathy problem on our activity, but to solve an empathy problem in the world, to take their empathy and put it into action. You're going to get to hear some of those stories of students putting empathy into action tonight. But first, we want you to hear from students what they think of What If 101. Enjoy, and thank you guys so much.
It means tomorrow's ideas today.
Tomorrow's ideas in today's middle schoolers. And to me, that means that it's teaching middle schoolers to have their own ideas and take their ideas and accomplish their goal.
My favorite part was definitely that, like, our voices were heard.
Part of What If 101 was either at the beginning, playing with doing all the fun activities, or making our websites.
Part was when we were talking to all of the community leaders from churches and businesses. That was pretty cool.
Seeing kids who don't normally get engaged with the traditional curriculum get excited about doing something and feeling like they had a voice and that their ideas were being heard and they were allowed to let their creative side come out.
Was probably when you guys had members of the community come in for that interview day. That was probably my favorite because, I mean, it actually showed us people that we probably wouldn't have had a conversation with in normal everyday activities.
Favorite part was the same thing Jay said when we had that interview day, because I felt like those were real people in our community and like we could get to know about what people thought and like what we could change.
My favorite day was when we got to make those slideshows to present to our class, because that slideshow is actually the start of my group's final slideshow, which we actually got to present to the principal of Norton Elementary, and that was really cool because I felt like we were being taken super seriously.
If that video and those amazing middle schoolers were inspiring to you, now is a great time to go to tomtod.org/donate or /pledge and help us reach more middle schoolers. Help us empower all the middle schoolers in Stark County and Summit County. We want them all to have that amazing experience. And while you're having fun tonight, please post design challenge creations that you have made with us on social media so we can share them. We would love to see what you and your family are doing. So in a little bit, we have a special guest that I'm very excited for. TomTod is so grateful for our community partners and our community members who support middle schoolers, and you're going to get to hear from one of them. And next, I'm so excited that you get to hear from our first ever Summit County school that we've worked with, Norton Middle School. These students not only came up with amazing ideas that put empathy into action, but they put their ideas into reality. They launched them into reality. So check it out.
You can put yourself in somebody else's point of view of the problem. You can see what they're feeling, so you can see how to help.
Our idea was a babysitting club, and the reason we cared about the idea was a lot of kids after school go to Latchkey, and at Latchkey they get help with their homework, but I feel like it's not super personal, and it's expensive for families. And so we wanted to give parents of kindergartners and preschoolers the peace of mind that their kids were getting the attention that they needed.
We did presentations during our TomTod lessons. I felt like I could really say what I felt and people would get where I was coming from.
We kept working during panther time for I think a month or two.
They stayed in my classroom for lunch and recess a couple times a week, and they came prepared with their own materials. They did their own research. They did all of that on their own. They put together crafts to do with the kids and brought the supplies and prepared all of the materials. They made up flyers for the parents. They made up sheets about kids' allergies and interests, and it was very impressive.
Miss Gerber arranged for us to meet with the principal of Norton Primary, and we did our pitch to him, and he really liked the idea, and we were actually scheduled to go on a parent-teacher conference night and babysit the kids while their parents talked to their teachers. So it was actually pretty cool that we got to see our project help.
My group's idea was like mental health and helping people because I know a lot of people in 6th grade don't like themselves. They say a lot of bad things about themselves, so our group just wanted to help people with that.
They stayed after school, they researched, they put together a very professional presentation, they practiced their delivery, and they held a really very professional and beautifully displayed and set up meeting for members of the community, parents, teachers, the mayor and city council, and really knocked everyone's socks off. It was one of my proudest moments to watch them get up there and share their ideas.
I didn't know if it was gonna go anywhere else, and it was because we didn't just present it to the mayor. Like the mayor brought his fancy people friends, so that was scary to like present stuff to in front of all different people. We had to do the same presentation a second time to the mayor and more of his fancy people friends, so that was also scary. Us middle schoolers, we're gonna be out in the real world like once we graduate college or high school, so learning things like this now will probably help us later.
just love hearing those students talk. And one of those quotes that really stuck out to me just from that last video is right at the beginning, that when you can put yourself in someone else's point of view, you can see what they're feeling. And then you can respond. And so that's the beauty to me about middle schoolers, is that they're so empathetic, and they're also at a critical stage in life when they're open to guidance and direction. And so the chance to come alongside of them and to let them know that empathy can be an idea driver, that empathy creates great ideas. And when we learn social emotional skills that we explore through TomTod, that we can come with great ideas and come with a great response in ways that really help our community to grow and thrive. Something else that sticks out to me from that video is that middle schoolers will put in the work when given the opportunity. What Mrs. Weatherly was saying right there about how they'd stay through lunch, they'd skip recess, that they would have all those extra meetings because they were so committed to seeing the idea that they created go into motion. And so they just need the opportunity, they need the resourcing, and then they're going to be good to go. The other thing that I really enjoy is that quote, "Mayor and his fancy people." I mean, great. Like, does it get more middle school than that? That's just fabulous. And I was so privileged to be at that meeting where they got the chance to present to the mayor and his fancy people. I was not one of the fancy people in the audience, mind you, but I was there, and I was moved to tears, quite honestly, by the passion of these middle school students, by the respect that the adults in the audience had for them, and the seriousness with which they took their idea. And that creates this virtuous reciprocal circle where the middle schoolers see the respect of the adults, and then it just pushes and challenges them to go even further and more passionately after their idea. And then the adults see the students respond in that way, and they want to support that more, and just creates this amazing, great thing happening, and that leads to great community outcomes. So we're really pumped because those ideas at Norton are both well on their way towards actually going into existence. They hit some hiccups recently, obviously, because of everything that's going on around us, and so sort of everything came to a stop for a while. But I know that those students are still super passionate and committed to seeing those ideas go full throttle forward just as soon as they can make sure that they sort out all the challenges that they face. The other thing that I really wanted to mention is you got to hear a little bit from one of our partner educators there, Alice Weatherly, and just what a privilege to partner with her and with educators like her. Every school we go into, we're just astounded by just how passionate, creative, thoughtful, and intentional the educators that we have the privilege of partnering with are. That they just do such good work, and they're there on the front lines day in and day out, that they care for kids in such meaningful ways. And so we're so grateful for our school partners and the opportunity to come alongside of them as we together come alongside of middle schoolers. So I want to throw another shout out, another thank you to another one of our Inspire sponsors right now, and that's the Brock Foundation. They put in towards this sponsor challenge as well, and a reminder that you can go to tomtod.org/donate or /pledge in order to participate in that, in order to be able to join in helping us to get to that sponsor challenge for tonight. But I connected with the Brock Foundation through Stark Tank, which you're going to hear a little bit about later on tonight, so I don't want to give away too much, but a very cool new initiative that's happening in Stark County that TomTod had the privilege to be a part of, and that folks from the Brock Foundation were instrumental in making happen, as well as some of the other friends that we're going to hear from later on tonight. So a quick reminder that if you're having technical difficulties, to just know that a lot of the content of tonight is available on our social media channels, and so you can always check into those and play along with your box of fun if you lose us for some reason. But I have a really exciting announcement right now, and that is that we are going to tell you what is up for us around the corner. We are turning a hard right corner come Monday because we're leaning full on into our summer programming, and we are so excited and proud to let you know that we have some really super fun, super engaging summer activities coming for middle schoolers. And so we had to really think and consider, how do we affect the kind of programming and really mission that we have as an organization when we've got some of the challenging realities that face us currently and the guidelines that are around those. But we were sure of a couple things. middle schoolers still exist. They're still going to exist in a few weeks. Middle schoolers are still going to exist this fall. And so it's important that we resource them. And not only will middle schoolers exist, but those middle schoolers matter. And that's what people like you have invested in, and we know share that belief with us. And so, excuse me, we just really wanted to think about our summer programming in light of that. And how can we provide an engaging, intentional, meaningful summer experience when we face some of the guidelines and challenges that we face in society today. And so we looked back at our mission of what we're trying to create through summer camp, and we realized that the best way for us to do that was to meet students where they're at, meet campers where they're at this home, which is at their homes, and to be able to bring our camp into each camper's home and meet them right there. So we actually are launching Camp What If at home July 6th to the 24th. The website is live. You can see it behind me right now. You could actually go on there and register for any one of 4 different camps. They're all happening over a 3-week period in July. You can register for any one of those 4 camps in Akron and Canton and the Barberton Norton area through our partner at Red Oak, and a Camp Anywhere, which is open to any middle school student, whether you're in one of our communities here locally or if you're somewhere far away, that any middle schooler can participate in TomTod programming this summer, and we're really pumped about that. And that you don't have to go anywhere. You get to stay in the comfort of your home, and the programming is coming to you through your computer, through your technology. We have a lot of technology partners that are actually working with us to make sure that if you don't have technology access, that we can help solve that problem, and so that you can join us for camp this summer. And just know that each day during camp, it's a 3-week long camp. Each day there'll be a session that's going to be online where all the campers are going to be able to get together. You're going to get to interact with our incredible staff. You're going to have so much fun. It's going to be small groups, big groups. There's going to be a lot of tech, VR and AR, and all sorts of ways to interact together, ways to explore your community. And we're so pumped for you to be able to join us in this new opportunity that we're creating. And so it'll launch in early July. Registration is live now. There's limited spots, and they're first come, first serve. And so definitely take a look at the website. Don't waste any time and get yourself registered if that's something that you might be willing or interested in. And right now I have the privilege of inviting a special guest to join us right on the screen behind me. That's actually our adventure curator, Patrick, but he's going to flip it over, and here is our friend Mike Galina, and we're just really excited to have Mike with us. Mike, hey, how's it going?
Great to see you guys tonight.
Great to see you, Mike, and I'm hearing you clearly, and it sounds like you're hearing me clearly, so it's so good to be with you.
Hey, I'm loving the studio. My goodness.
Hey, I appreciate that. We're figuring it out.
I think it's a combination of NASA and Sports Center.
Beautiful. That's great. Well, we do want to make things fun, and we do want to be innovative, so I think that's probably a decent combination. So
you've handled that beautifully.
So, Mike, you have been, a friend of TomTod for a number of years now, and AltCare and Altman Health Foundation have been a supporter of TomTod. And so I'd just love to hear, for folks to be able to hear a little bit from you about why is it that you and your organizations choose to engage with and support the work that TomTod does?
Well, it's awesome. First of all, I want to give a shout out to you and Pat for all the work that you've done to put this together today. So before we run past the opportunity to share gratitude, I want to do that right out of the gate. So well done, and there's my virtual applause from here, from home. And then jumping into the answer to that question. So when you think about Altman, AltCare, and the foundation, leading our community to improved health is the mission. Well, a lot of folks think about that in terms of physical health, but there's mental health, emotional health, and developmental health. What you're doing with TomTod is a wonderful example of lifting up hearts and souls of young men and women in a powerfully critical time in their developmental stage. So our why, as Simon Sinek would say, our why is that you have a unique craft and etched spot in our community that we really value and want to live. Developmentally correct on so many levels, and particularly at the middle school level, where youngsters are coming and going. And I mean that in the best way, coming out of the elementary and going into that young adulthood. And so how do you manage that so they have a place to fit? And you guys have done a beautiful job. The educator in me jumps into it because it's so much around Benjamin Bloom and the opportunity to think at what we would call mastery learning levels. And what you do with all of your activities is spot on synthesis and evaluation. And you're doing it in a way that the community benefits because you're allowing an impact opportunity at the end of everything that you do. So there's perhaps a paragraph or two about why Altman and Alt Care love being in behind what you're doing. So it's so developmentally correct. And most importantly, it fits our mission.
Well, I'm so grateful for you taking time to share that with us, and so grateful not just for tonight, but for your partnership over the years. I mean, you've been such a great friend of TomTod, and I've enjoyed our conversations, and you bring so much insight to the table. But also just the way that you lead and that Altman leads in our community is so powerful and impressive. And so we're grateful to work alongside of you and to be part of that together. Mike's been part of, for those of you who don't know, a bunch of different roles at AltCare now, but before he was a superintendent at North Canton Public Schools, and he's been in education, he's been in now healthcare, and in the community in every way. I feel like it's hard to meet someone in the community that doesn't know Mike, and he always brings just that great energy with him. But we're just so privileged to get to partner with you. I love that last summer you were at our camp in the ball pit talking with middle schoolers, and it didn't faze you that I threw you in the ball pit, literally. I mean, I didn't pick you up and throw you in, but you walked in, but I threw you in the ball pit to hang out with middle schoolers, and you were just right in there in the middle of it with them.
Well, you know, Dr. Scare, the ball pit, that is such a metaphor for what middle schoolers do. There are so many things going on around them, opportunities for them not to have to conform. And the ball pit was a perfect example of that's a non-traditional space to share who you are. And a guy my size, I can fit in the ball pit.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. I pretty much qualify in any McDonald's store for the playland too. So the ball pit was beautiful, but it was a great way for us to be in that non-traditional setting and just let them share what was on their mind about the experiences that they were having, kind of their why in that moment. And I think adults that would watch a video of that would be so impressed because of the level of thinking and the heart and soul that youngsters will put into what's on their mind when given the chance. And that's what you guys do so beautifully and so routinely in your program.
Well, I just really appreciate your time, appreciate your partnership, and thanks so much for spending a few minutes and tuning in with us.
Well, I'm giving you a wonderful job all the way around. Nice job to TomTod. Most importantly, we're excited to continue our relationship as well. So keep up the great work as you close tonight, and we can't wait to do more with you.
Alrighty. Thanks so much, Mike. Hey, take care.
You bet. Have a great night, guys.
So we're so grateful for incredible partners, and we're so grateful for folks like you. In fact, I just got an update that we are now less than $10,000 away from our from reaching that challenge match goal for the night. Just thanks to your generosity by going to tomtod.org/donate or tomtod.org/pledge. And Mike and the AltCare and Altman Foundation group were actually part of a group of our sponsors for tonight that I just want to highlight next. And that these were our Imagine level sponsors, and you'll see all of these organizations here. They're all multi-year TomTod sponsors that they've been part of the feast for a number of years and have been such great supporters and partners in the community. And so we're really grateful for organizations like these ones behind me that support our work, and so grateful for partners like you who are also part of that and who come alongside of middle schoolers and inspire them and work with them to imagine new ideas and new things to create together. And I do want to highlight one piece on that. If you go to give, you'll see that you can give a one-time gift, but you also can become a sustaining donor. And that sustaining donor is so clutch for us. What that means is that you'll commit to giving monthly, and we make it as easy as possible. So you can do it with your credit card, and your credit card automatically does that every month. You don't have to try and remind yourself. Or if you go with the pledge option, you actually can do that through ACH transfer. So we'll make sure that our banks are friends, and then our bank will talk to your bank, and we'll just pull out the same amount every month. And again, it takes it off of something you have to think about and remember to do. It provides us with consistent support and funding that allows us to dream big for middle schoolers. And so maybe consider being part of that sustaining donor team. We have grown to, we have over 50 sustaining donors, and we'd love to add you to the mix. We'd love to be at over 60 sustaining donors by the end of the night. And so would you consider just joining us? You can do that through either the donate or the pledge links, whether you want to start that with your credit card now, or you want to pledge to do that as soon as we can get the ACH connection rolling with you. Those are both great options. So I want to throw out to hear from middle schoolers again, because we love listening to middle schoolers. And so we have some great students here from the Arts Academy in Kent City School District that have a great idea about a way that they're working to improve the community directly around their school. And we want to hear their idea right now.
We have this unfinished mural in front of our school that we want to finish, but include all 5 senses, so people that want or have disabilities that limit 1 or 2 of the senses can still experience that mural.
Inspiration for the mural project was the unfinished mural at Arts Academy, and also it was all the different kids at Arts Academy.
If they're blind, they can touch or smell the mural, or if they are deaf, they can see the mural or they can taste it. It's cool. Our ideas are pretty creative than other people's, so we find creative ways to answer problems.
For sound, we were going to have a little piano off to the side, where if you stepped on each tile, it would make the sound of piano.
How taste would be really hard to put in our mural. Then we thought we could have the sesame stand pretty close to it, to where they can have cookies that are painted like or frosted like our mural, which would be cool. So you're technically tasting the mural on a cookie.
To make our idea a reality, we were going to write a grant to Arts and Start, so then we could get the money to make this possible.
Our idea is to finish the mural in front of the Arts Academy at Summit Building. If we were to do that, we could inspire the neighborhood by creating something very beautiful.
Great to hear from some more middle schoolers about the ways that they want to impact change right in their school's neighborhood and make a difference. So we're going to check out another video now from our adventure curators, talking a little bit about how they craft their work and the ways that they have the opportunity to work alongside of these middle schoolers. So check in with our adventure curators now.
What do you think makes middle schoolers so awesome and unique?
They are curious, and they have this incredible amount of skills, intelligence, and talents. Putting those things together, you get to see just this explosion of creativity and ideas. So they're both at this age where they are so open to new things, and they're so capable.
They are in this unique space where they're kind of straddling being a younger kid and being this teenager that's too cool for school. And so you get a little bit of both. You never know what their brains are going to create. So they have the ability to be logical from that older side, but also really embrace and dig into that creativity.
I was in that space that middle schoolers are, and I remember being told a lot, you have so much potential. And that always irked me, because I was like, I could do stuff now.
Right.
If I was given the tools and resources to be able to do that. And I feel like that's something TomTod does so well.
Absolutely.
Providing those tools and resources for middle schoolers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very much, you have the ideas now, the creativity. It's not, yeah, we'll train you when you're 18, then we'll listen to your ideas. It's very much validating their experiences right here, right now, allowing them to own the space that they're in and let that amazingness flow. They do have amazing ideas.
Can you expand on that as far as how you feel like TomTod's approach piggybacks onto how awesome middle schoolers are?
I think that through the programming, we've ensured that it is developmentally appropriate, that it's not cookie cutter. It is responsive to the needs of whatever class we're in, whatever camp we're in. Then we really do get the ideas that they have rather than saying, okay, this is what we're doing. Cool. Put you in this box. Here you go. It's not about us. It's about them. Being intentional about bringing in the 10 C's and the 21st century learning and the social and emotional learning, ensuring that we're giving them quality content alongside that piece of allowing them to create as well. So as a therapist, I love the social emotional learning. I can't help but nerd out with that stuff. I love how it's just woven into what it is that we do in such a way that it's subtle, but it's definitely there. And the students are able to walk away with the skills that we're hoping to have them walk away with. Creating that safety then allows students to be creative. And so there's so many layers to what it is that we're doing. And, being able to help them understand these social emotional skills now will pay off in dividends for when they are our age.
When we talk to students about social emotional learning, it's a lot of times like, what is the definition of empathy? And then they spit it back out. But I think what's unique about what we developed is it's a playing field for them to practice social emotional learning, not just saying like, hey, watch this video on empathy and then write down what empathy is in this kind of dry way that we're like, oh, let's meet people and have empathy for them. And then let's problem solve for them. And then let's work in groups and work through that very tough emotional process of collaborating together. And I think that's pretty unique to what TomTod does in general. But the way we've integrated into our online stuff through the gamification, through the content, the curriculum, I'm like super pumped to see what happens.
Hey, I'm pumped too, Patrick. So again, I can't say how much I love working alongside of that team and the great curriculum pieces that they're developing and putting into motion. And it's just such a privilege to work alongside of them. Hey, we're winding down for the night. We only have a couple items left, so but you're not going to want to check out quite yet because we've got an exciting announcement coming up. We've got one last special guest that we want you to hear from. And so don't go anywhere because we're coming towards the finish line, but we're just not quite there yet. Before we get into those, I want to give a shout out to some of our other donors. These are our idea level donors that you're seeing appear on the screen. And a few of these are new sponsors to the TomTod team, and a few of them have been with us for a few years. And so we're so grateful for each one of these partners who are investing in middle school students through their support of TomTod, and that they are making a difference in their community. And we're just so grateful for each one of them. And we're grateful too because what they're allowing us to do is to put this challenge match out there, to be able to say to you, to the community, hey, would you join us in matching what it is that they've given? And that if we could all just chip in a little, the way to do that is if you just go to tomtod.org/donate or tomtod.org/pledge, and you can be a part of helping us reach that challenge goal that we have for the night. You can give now with your credit card. You can pledge to give later with a check or to give later with a credit card. Maybe you know, hey, I've got a tax refund coming in another month or something, and you want to sort of segment aside a piece of that, but you just don't have it right now. That's however you want to do it. We'll work with you. You choose the pledge date, and we're willing to and happy to follow up with you to make that happen. So thank you for your generosity. Thanks for all that you've already given tonight. And please consider just joining with these sponsors right now and continuing to give and continuing to empower middle schoolers. And our next video is a dear friend of TomTod. It's Teresa Persis from Stark Education Partnership. The partnership has been such an amazing collaborative partner with us over the last several years. And this past year, we had the opportunity to launch a very special initiative together called Stark Tank. And we were part of the organizing team behind it, led by Teresa and the Stark Education Partnership, by our friends from the Brock Foundation that I mentioned earlier, by Strengthening Stark, and some other really great folks in the community, Jay Moody. So fun to work with them. So let's listen to what Teresa has to say a little bit about why Stark Education Partnership chooses to partner with TomTod for the sake of middle schoolers.
Good evening. I'm Teresa Persis, the president of the Stark Education Partnership, and I'm very excited that I have the privilege of sharing with you why the partnership believes in and invests in the work of TomTod Ideas. When I think of the work of TomTod Ideas, I think of a quote by Sir Ken Robinson. The role of a creative leader is not to have all the ideas, it's to create a culture where everyone can have ideas and feel that they're valued. Joel Daniel Harris and his creative team of adventure curators at TomTod Ideas live into that quote by their investment in middle school students in our community. They develop that culture of innovation and creativity and help students develop valuable skills and self-confidence. And in such a time as this, we need people who can find new solutions to old and new challenges. The TomTod Ideas team believe that middle school students have great potential. They have found that middle school students have fresh ideas to solve school and community problems. They understand the research that shows middle school students are making life decisions for themselves at this age and need to understand how their gifts and potential can positively impact the community. They are committed to giving students voices and choices and arming them with skills to be producers, contributors, and problem solvers in our community. Through Strengthening Stark, we had the opportunity to design a brand new middle school entrepreneurship program that invited students and teams from across Stark County. And we were so fortunate to have Joel and his team participate as a part of the pilot. We knew when we were thinking about the designers of this really important work for middle school students that we needed TomTod Ideas to be at the heart of this because that's the work they do all the time. The results of the pilot project were extremely promising. What we found was a high level of engagement by students and staff. Students could demonstrate their skills of communication and collaboration and working in teams. The students were so excited about the project that they asked their teachers if they would work with them at lunchtime so they could continue to make a difference in their community. Students in TomTod programs dream and launch their creative ideas and can truly make a difference in their communities. Students begin to understand that they are not just leaders of tomorrow, but have the ability to live out change today. Won't you join me in investing in the great work of TomTod Ideas?
That's the last video for the night, but we do have one final really exciting announcement that we're excited to share with you just in a moment here. But we're so grateful for incredible community partners like Stark Education Partnership. There's so many amazing organizations and individuals in this community that are working towards the betterment of the community, and so we're so privileged to come alongside of organizations like that, and grateful for Teresa at Stark Education Partnership's collaborative approach, and to be able to partner with them on creating new innovative programming for middle schoolers. And I want to put out one other thank you to a donor tonight. This is our last Inspire level donor. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathon, and we're so grateful for their support. They've been supportive for a number of years, and Dave and Kristen Beck have been such just a powerhouse of support for TomTod, and so we're super grateful. And not only are they sponsoring our feast tonight, but they're also doing something even greater than that I'm about to get the opportunity to share with you, and that is that TomTod is on the move. Actually, physically, this time we are moving from our offices in the library. We've been for a number of years, and we just want to say how grateful we have been for this space in the library. Stark Library has been an amazing partner, and we have nothing but great things to say about them. They do incredible work in the community, and we look forward to continuing a strong programmatic partnership with them in the years to come. And the good news is that we're only moving 2 blocks south, and so we'll still be next door neighbors and able to work collaboratively with them. But we're moving in a new office space over here in the next few months, and this is just 2 blocks to the south. You can see it with the red awning. That's right on Market Avenue in downtown Canton. To get your bearings here, we're just south of the Palace Theater. We used to be just north of the Palace Theater, and we look forward to a new and expanded space which will allow us to better work together with our growing team and to reach out and to empower middle school students We're still primarily going to be with middle schoolers out in the community. That's always been our practice, is we go to where middle schoolers are at and we work with them there. But that this will be our sort of central hub. It'll be our idea headquarters where we'll be able to create the next great piece of curriculum and support programming that's going to help middle schoolers to continue to lean into their communities in powerful, meaningful, effective ways. And so we're excited to be there and grateful to our partners, to Dave, who owns this building, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathons, and the first floor right below us. The beauty spot is going to be right next to it, right there on 5th, and then we'll be up top. And so you can look for more about that in the months to come as we look to change our address and as we look to get moving. But your gift right now will go to help us to be able to make sure that we've got all the right equipment to move into there. As we expand our space, we actually, right now, we're kind of all stacked on top of each other, except not because we're working remotely, but we wouldn't really be able to come back together and practice the safe social distancing that we need to. So we appreciate your support. Will help us to be able to make sure that we have the right supplies and the right things to go in that space. And you can do that at tomtodideas.org/donate or /pledge. And as we wrap up tonight too, I want you to let you know that you had some great food, but if you want to go back for some seconds not on the food, I mean, you can go back to the restaurants for seconds on the food. You can go back to YouTube or to Facebook for seconds on the video content. So we've got all of the videos that you got to see tonight are on social media, plus a few extras that we didn't even have time to kind of squeeze into tonight. And so you'll be able to see lots of videos from middle schoolers, from our staff, sharing what it is that we're all about and what it is that your dollars make happen in our community. So we're so grateful for your belief. We're so grateful for your support. We're so grateful for the ways that you come alongside in so many different amazing ways. And that 8 years later, we're still here working for middle schoolers. We're working for more middle schoolers than ever. And that we've got great, exciting plans for the future as we continue to do that in whatever form it takes, and even expanding into e-resourcing as we navigate the realities that we face now. But that it's all thanks to you and to your partnership. So thanks so much. I hope you had a lot of fun tonight. Enjoy your box of fun contents. Enjoy your swag bag items. And we'll see you again soon, I'm sure. I'm hope around. And so signing off for tonight. Take care.